Colton right side. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Visit their website at shoponrazorback.com with the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It doesn't get any more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
I got that wood.
Sawyer's, been in business since 1990, locally owned and operated.
You can actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Hey, welcome in for the next 2 hours of Arkansas Game Day live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. I'm Tye Richardson, joined alongside by Colton Little. We're going to have Blake Rafino on in about 30 minutes. Are You Serious Sports? He covers the LSU Tigers, does a good job of talking about not just football, but basketball, baseball as well. We're here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback, thanks to Robert, Elizabeth, and Matt. Buy one, get one regular or lesser price, half off right now in store this weekend. There's some issues right now on MLK we're going to get to coming up. I don't know if that's a bad omen. That's a good omen, Colton. I don't know. We're going to joke about that a little bit. But Colton, you want to give our audience an update on what's going on in Norman, Oklahoma right now with the Gamecocks and the Sooners?
Well, Oklahoma currently just cracked their first points of the day. It is 24-3 right now. South Carolina is kind of running all over them, it seems like. And Oklahoma, their offense has been pretty putrid all year, and they just haven't been able to get the ball moving. South Carolina is just kind of dicing them up right now.
Ugh, golly. I thought Oklahoma was going to come to the SEC and dominate. Well, that's not the case. We'll get to more SEC scores coming up, but I know you're caring about this game tonight.
Look, lonely. I can fix that.
Battle for the golden boot and so much more. Jones looking, steps, throw to the end zone.
Now LSU must strive for two in the top. Here's Flint, deep.
The good snap. The hold is down. The kick is on the way. And it is good. Arkansas wins.
Intercepted. Mateo Richardson, Arkansas wins.
Touchdown, Arkansas. Unbelievable.
The last few games haven't gone your way. They've been tight, they've been close, but LSU has pulled it out. And in fact, they pulled it out 2 years ago, and you had a backup quarterback in there, Malik Hornsby, and it was all Harold Perkins that day. Different team that you have heading into tonight. We're going to have Taylen Green playing for the Arkansas Razorbacks later on at 6 o'clock. You've got a team that got their biggest win of the season against the Tennessee Volunteers not 2 weeks ago. Another night game for the Razorbacks, which honestly, ESPN and ABC, you've gotten some good slots so far this season. And as the week progressed heading into Tennessee, I still felt the same way. I thought Tennessee would win that game. They didn't, of course. And now you sit there. The good thing about that week off is the players get to come down a little bit emotionally, as do the coaches. And don't kid yourself. Those things have felt coaches as well. You give your time. You give yourself a little time to come down from that. LSU has not had as much. They get an emotional win in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Saturday night, and now they have to come to Fayetteville, Arkansas, where, again, they've had success, a good chunk of success, but it's always a tight and close game. Colton, you've listened to a lot of the shows this week. We're going to get into your calls and texts as well at 877-377-6963. But when you look at both squads, what do you notice about LSU and Arkansas that could maybe give Arkansas the edge in this football game later on?
Well, you touched on it right there, Ty. I think, number one, you got to throw the records, throw all the context basically goes out the window, and really all that matters is the 60 minutes from whenever the game clock starts to when it ends. That's really all that matters in this moment, and I think that both of those teams sort of know that. But you also kind of mentioned that emotional high that LSU is riding on. I mean, they stormed Death Valley. You don't do that a lot, and it was a big win. And I think for them that they might be kind of overlooking this Arkansas squad just a tiny bit. They probably didn't know whether or not they were going to have Taylen Green ready to defend against, but now they do know that, so they're prepared for that. But I think one of the things that I've kind of noticed just listening to this game, listening to everybody this week talk about it, this LSU defense and this LSU team that we've seen overall, they're 5-1. They had that stumble on early in the season. against USC, and they haven't really missed a beat since then. But I think kind of similar to what we're seeing with the Georgia Bulldogs this year, they really don't have those same types of standout star athlete type of players that you typically see out of an LSU team. And I think that some of the frustration that Brian Kelly's squad, that Brian Kelly sort of faced in that first game was that he didn't feel like his team was around him. They lost a close game again early on in the season, and since then they've responded. But this Razorback team, man, the emotions that they're feeling, especially after this week off, I know now that their emotions may not quite feel that they're really that they're really not quite as prepared. Now they're confident, and that's what I think is going to be the edge tonight. This Razorback team is confident that their defense can step up to the challenge against an experienced team and against a good team with probably better players lined up across from them. That experience and that confidence tonight for this defense is going to definitely set the table for the Razorbacks to hopefully get a big win.
All right, so let's get to one of the hearts of the matter for people that are driving in from whether it's Central Arkansas, South Arkansas, East Arkansas, down from Harrison, Mountain Home, or 104.3 listening area. This is an update from Arkansas Razorbacks Twitter. Again, they're trying to help fans out. For those that don't know, there has been a large water main break at the corner of MOK and Razorback Road. So if you're driving in right now, do your best to avoid that. I know that is of any junction in all of Arkansas, there could not be a worse place to have a water issue, but that's what we're dealing with here on this game day. Hopefully it gets resolved before kickoff, so it's not an issue after the game. But this update, again, from Arkansas Razorback says fans coming to the game today should avoid Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard between I-49 and Razorback Road. Use Cato Springs?
Cato,
help me on that. I've never.
Cato
Springs, Weddington, or Highway 112 exits. People are rolling their eyes, and I just had to ask that question. Also, there will be no southbound traffic on Razorback Road south of MLK beginning at 1 p.m. until work is completed. So give yourself plenty of time to ride. You might be listening now on hitthatline.com. You might be watching us on X, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. That is the update. We will continue as this progresses. We will continue to update you on this. Again, we're 200 yards, Robert, from there. Maybe not even that, as we're right down the road where this has happened. I hope that's not a bad open of what comes tonight. I'm sticking to what I've said all week. Taylor Green's playing tonight. As long as he looks healthy on the field, I think Arkansas wins this game by 2 touchdowns. Been wrong before, been wrong plenty of times, but I feel it in my plums, per se, Colton. I know that is.
I knew I shouldn't have taken that one off there.
I had that clip. That's okay. That's okay. Part of the reason that they're going to win tonight because the crowd's going to be hyped up because they're going to be doing this.
They're drinking all day.
Mm-hmm.
They're drinking all day long, getting ready for the game tonight. And I tend to think, I could be wrong, you've got homecoming in town this weekend. What 2 weeks ago did, I keep saying last week, 2 weeks ago gave you the confidence as an Arkansas fan this season. Now, it's not necessarily going to play out. You're not going to win every close game the rest of the way. But 2 weeks ago at least gave you the confidence that you can win a close football game. Because prior to 2 Saturdays ago against the Vols, you had no confidence. Everyone thought the same thing down the stretch when Nico and company were driving. Oh, well, Tennessee's going to find a way to win this game. But your defense stood tall thanks to some incredible plays down the stretch. There was a pass breakup by Danico Slaughter. Eric Gregory, 6-year senior, 5th-year senior, pushed Nico out of bounds, and you found a way to win. Now I feel like this fan base, and I know this doesn't necessarily dictate what the players are going to do on the field, but you feel more confident now that you can win a game like tonight against LSU, where unfortunately, Colton, you've come up short the last 3 years, and prior to 2021, I think it's 6 of the last 7 as well.
Yeah, I think 7 of the last 8, 6 of the last 7, something around that number seems like this is it's kind of a similar tune to the A&M series where this is always close and they sort of always seem to have your number, and that's unfortunate because they're playing for a big trophy today. Ty, that's the biggest trophy out of all the rivalry trophies there is. It weighs like 200 pounds. And don't you want to see all of our guys in red just storming across the field on their own with all that momentum and going over there and ripping that boot off the LSU sideline and going to party with it at midfield? We want that so bad. And with the performance that we had a couple of weeks ago, with just the way that you've seen this team show a gritty, just defensive mindset every week in and week out, being competitive in every game, you absolutely feel confident. And, you're right. People have been drinking all day. And, if you haven't started drinking in the morning, you haven't started really at all. So I hope that everybody that's bought a ticket today that gets in
As
there.
a kid walks by.
Sorry. Whether you need liquid courage or support or not.
Of age.
Of age, that's right. Of age. Whether you need all the endorsements, legality and whatnot. Legality, all of that. If you're in that stadium tonight and you have a voice when you walk out, you didn't do it right, folks. You didn't do it right. They should hear the hall call echo off of every foothill in Fayetteville.
This is a legacy game. I had a chance to eat dinner on Dixon last night, and up on the wall was Matt Jones' jersey. And I texted him a picture. I was like, I sent him, I'm in great company, great presence. And he's like, heck yeah. One of the reasons Matt is so revered by Arkansas fans, not just because of the highlight play, but one particular play. Little Rock, Arkansas, War Memorial Stadium is passed to Corey Birmingham. So you think about what type of legacy, if you're Taylon Green or if you're Landon Jackson or if you're one of the captains that were named earlier this week. And the guys that, this is, as you mentioned, this is a huge game against an opponent that has gotten the better of you the last 3 years, and 6 of 7 or 7 of 8, whatever it is, and you got a chance to change that. And you've got a fan base that is confident in you. You've got a lot of things going your way. Heck, Nick Saban picked you. I'll tell you this: as you watch College Game Day throughout this year, I know some of you avoid it, some of you love it. Nick Saban is always complimentary of Arkansas, and I know at one point in time he tried to hire Sam Pittman. This guy likes Taylon Green. He is always talking about Arkansas. He talked about the first time this morning that he took his LSU Tigers into Fayetteville. It was a cold, rainy night, and he said his players wanted no part of it whatsoever. So I find that dynamic kind of interesting as that show progresses and he continues to find his form on College Game Day. All right, we're going to find our form here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Really appreciate Robert, Elizabeth, and Matt having us out here. It is the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Again, a deal going on this weekend today. It's an in-store only deal. Buy one regular price clothing item, get a second one equal or lesser value, half off, including their Nike apparel and jerseys. I just went in there. Robert and I were talking about blankets. It's going to get a little cold tonight relative to what it's been. We were talking about sweatshirts. I know I've seen a lot of polos today. They're great now when it's 70-plus degrees, but it's going to get a little nippy tonight. So if you need something, maybe you didn't get it at the house, you're like, I don't need it tonight. Well, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has you covered. We're also brought to you and presented by Sawyer's Sunroom. Sawyer's everything outside of the house: sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. Visit them online at sawyers-sunrooms.com. That's sawyers-sunrooms.com. When we return, we'll jump into more Arkansas LSU. Blake Rafino joins us at the bottom of the hour, and we're going to replay a great conversation on Chuck and Bo this week with Dan Hampton. Dan is going to get what's the word? Why am I blanking out? He not introduced, but also inducted. Thank you. Yeah. It's not. He's already done that, but he's getting revered and everything that goes into tonight. My brain's fried this morning. It shouldn't be, but we're gonna play that because there's some really good stuff in there. I was sitting in their production room just laughing my butt off. So he's great. College Football Hall of Famer, NFL Hall of Famer, still loves his Arkansas Razorback, calls it Vietnam, which I haven't heard since I was in school. So we'll get into that coming up in the second hour. But for now, we've got a lot to discuss. What do you think about this game tonight? What has you confident? What has you worried? 877-377-6963. Arkansas Game Day rolls on next.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Arkansas Game Day. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C out here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11, I-540, Fort Smith. Rodney, you guys are doing state sales tax paid. Y'all got some great rebates and specials going on. A lot of vehicles out on the lot, cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. Can you tell us about some of the newer vehicles you guys have out there?
Absolutely, Christian. We've got some 2024s that are used with very low mileage that we probably have 10, 11 of those. 20, from 2022 to 2024s, very low mileage, great prices, paying state sales tax on those. So those are like new year vehicles, but they're slightly used. And that's probably some of the best buys we have out here right now. Like you said, we've got everything from trucks, cars, SUVs, got a big selection of cars in this past week. Get out here, check us out.
Come see Rodney, Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
This is Northside head football coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Finally, football season. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is your #1 place to watch Arkansas and Monday Night Football. During Monday Night Football, $5 refillable beer cups for only $2 refills. Prizes for each score and at the end of every single quarter.
Can you believe that they've had the same great pizza since 1996? That's nearly 30 years.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. You'll get the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Jaquindon Jackson with his 10th rushing touchdown of the year. And Arkansas is back within one score.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
You know, to do something that hasn't been done in a very long time, it's just something we just got to take advantage of and make history with. I'm just ready and excited to do that with my team.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
And we're floating in a sea of red.
Well done, Colton. That sounds fantastic. You got to give credit to where credit's due, and Colton's done a great job. Christian as well. He's at a remote right now, but both those guys do a lot of stuff behind the scenes when it comes to making our radio stations sound better. We're live, Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and by Sawyer's Sunrooms. To the phone lines we go. Cody is in Rector this afternoon. Cody, you are on Arkansas Game Day. What are your thoughts, man?
How are y'all doing today?
Good, brother.
Cody.
I think we're going to have a big test today. LSU's probably got one of the best offensive lines in the country. There's no doubt about that. But they do have weaknesses in that offensive line. It's the center and the guy to the right of them. I think Cam Ball and Gregory, they could have a big game today. They could expose the middle of that offensive line. They got weaknesses in that line. But Arkansas's got a lot in front of them, man. They need to win this game, and man, we're probably going to be looking at playoff potential if we can get through this game and beat Mississippi State next week. So
it's so hard as a fan not to. Hey, Cody, isn't it so hard as a fan not to jump ahead? I am as guilty as that as anyone. Tommy has to kind of reel me in it from time to time. But isn't it hard not to? Hey, if this plays out, then this could play out. It's hard to do that sometimes.
Yes, it's very hard. I got a lot of faith in this team. I still don't think they've played to their full potential yet. But man, we got a lot of talent on this team.
Cody, has anyone ever told you sound like Justin Moore? Have you ever gotten that before? I swear, and I thought I thought you were Justin Moore calling in. And I love Justin. I thought that's who it was. In terms of, we appreciate it. No, trust me, that is a compliment. Justin's the man. In terms of Cam Ball and Eric Gregory, Cody, we appreciate the call. If y'all want to jump in here, 877-377-6963. Cam Ball has really stepped up. We saw in the Tennessee game, he was on Sam Pittman Live earlier this week with maybe the funniest quote ever of all time.
I just like to constantly moisturize my meat.
I don't know how much lotion he was put in his locker this week, but I would guess a good chunk. Cam has really stepped up in the Bane mask and all. Eric's been around here forever, been around here longer than Sam Pittman. And that interior you talked about, I kind of had questions. You lost a couple D linemen like Torian Carter to Colorado, Tank Booker to SMU. I think there was one or two others that also moved on. I know Jashad Stewart. If I remember the timeline, if I'm misspeaking, don't get mad at me. But I believe he was dismissed from the team in the offseason. So I just kind of wonder what the D line has been like. But Colton Deke Adams has done a phenomenal job with that unit, and they've really stood tall in that Tennessee game.
Not just has Deke Adams been such a great, defensive line coach, just technique-wise and fundamentally, and, obviously a motivational beast. I mean, I love watching the summer and spring practice tapes when it cuts to the defensive line unit, and he gets after those dudes, and I just love watching that. But not only that, he is also a fantastic recruiter, man. We are getting some really, really solid defensive line guys, the defensive line recruits that we've kind of had our eye on that are committing to us because of the way that Deke Adams goes about his business. He's great. And, most individual position coaches, if you're good at what you do, your unit is a reflection of that. And Deke is a tough guy, man. And this defensive line, their experience, Landon Jackson, Cam Ball, Nico, Eric. I mean, these guys are really, really experienced. They've logged a lot of snaps, not just in college football, but in the SEC, where it really, really matters. And games are won in the trenches. And I think that experience and the way that they get after guys in the run game as well. And I think that's kind of what Cody was talking about is LSU does have a good offensive line, but they're a good pass blocking team. They don't give up a lot of sacks. They're good in space. But when you ask them to get downhill and run, they haven't been quite as effective as they'd like to be, and certainly not to the extent of LSU teams that we've seen in the past. So what Cody's kind of getting at is that this offensive line has some susceptibilities, and that experience that we have on defense can definitely lend itself towards wrecking the game and putting Nussmeier on his back more often than not. And we saw that last 2 weeks ago where they had an inexperienced quarterback who was rattled after the first hit. The Woo Pig started to get going. Landon Jackson hit him in his mouth. Cameron Ball did the same thing. And then Eric Gregory got him early on in the game, got him later on, and the kid had no clue what he was doing. This defensive line is something serious, Ty, and you said it. Deke Adams has a lot to do with that.
Hey, just out of curiosity, how much coffee have you had this morning, if any?
Ty, I get it for free where I work, and I just get excited to do this. I'm sorry. I know it's fast.
I know. You're like me. You love watching this team, and hopefully we'll be proud of what they could or could not accomplish later on against the LSU Tigers tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll have your pregame coverage up till 3 here at the Stadium Shop. Phil Elson, Gino Bell, Rick Schaefer will be taking the headsets from us from then. And then, of course, Chuck and Quinn and Gino on the call after that. Hog reaction, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if it's Derek or Zach tonight with Matt. I know it's one of the two Ruskin and Zach guys with Mr. Jones. Probably should have asked that before. But they were going to have their hog reaction as well. Hopefully it will be a lively one after a potential win against the LSU Tigers. When we return, we're going to chat with Blake Rafino, get some insight on the LSU Tigers. It's Arkansas Game Day for the next hour and a half, live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback, also presented by Sawyer's Sunrooms.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. And by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C out here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11, I-540 in Fort Smith. A great day to buy some vehicles. The game's tonight. You got all day, Chad, to come by and check out this lot, test drive, whatever you need to do. State sales tax paid is going on as well. It's a great time to buy.
Beautiful weather, nice outside. Got a huge selection of cars, and like you said, state sales tax paid on all of my pre-owned inventory right now. It's a great time to come inside, take advantage, and get a great deal on a new vehicle.
And they always give you more for your trade. That's important. If you're looking to trade, this is the place to do it. It's never scary at Harry's. They will work with you. Your credit score is not great. Don't worry. They will get you in a vehicle. You can go to harryrobinson.com and check them out online as well. State sales tax paid going on now through October 27th. Come see them.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles. 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood or Agent Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
At Our Best Bank, we believe in the power of community.
That's why we recognize, serve, and support communities of all kinds. From small towns to big cities, business startups to large companies, young families to seniors, and those with shared backgrounds and interests. We value your contributions and are proud to work alongside you because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Whacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Whacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment, 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call them at 479-242-1406.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook where you can check out their work.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Imaleva looking to throw. They're after him. Stephen Dix, who's going to track him down from behind. They sack him.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
They didn't really believe in me. They didn't want to take a chance on me. They didn't want to, try to give me a scholarship. So I just take this game personal more than any other one.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Barbecue meat.
Oh, gosh, another flawless rejoin, Colton. We're back here on Arkansas Game Day live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback and by Sawyer's Sunrooms. To the phone lines we go, where Blake Rafino is patiently waiting. Blake, in that rejoin, you heard the voice of Cam Ball talking about, now this is a little background on Cam, Blake. He's a Georgia kid, but apparently he grew up an LSU fan. Evidently they did not show much interest in him. Ends up coming to Arkansas. I know he's not a Louisiana kid, but I always find it interesting, these Louisiana kids that wind up here in Fayetteville and how much this game means to them. And I would expect there might be one or two on the roster that feel that same way heading into tonight. Welcome in, man.
Thank you for having me, Ty. It's interesting. Brian Kelly going and getting a couple of Arkansas kids after they entered the portal. You remember Joe Fouché had the interception in the back of the end zone on Lane Kiffin 2 years ago or 3 years ago now to win Ty, was essentially one of the SEC West, and then Greg Brooks, God bless his soul, having the interception and then having the big fourth down stop against Alabama a couple of years ago. Yeah, look, man, Orgeron passed on a lot of kids that should have been here that went elsewhere. Ty, the old saying in Louisiana is if you get an SEC offer, there's no reason for you to leave the state of Louisiana. You need to be here. So, but yeah, a lot of kids that have gone to Arkansas and had great careers from the state, especially from up north.
Blake, what's the deal with Brooks? I've seen that report of can you dive into kind of what's going on? For those who don't know, there's a little more to that story since kind of has what gone on.
Yeah, Ty, not to get into all the great details of this. However, when Greg Brooks got ill in 2023, I think that they thought that the medical staff didn't properly, handle business correctly. Ty, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I don't know if they were looking for brain cancer, and then they had to rush him into immediate surgery to save his life. And complications happened in the surgery. Just to give you an example, Ty, we talked about it 2 weeks ago. Only 5% of people make it out of the surgery, on the brain of the brain tumor that he had. So, look, man, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I don't know, but he and his family have sued LSU and sued the hospital, Our Lady of the Lake, mainly due to that issue. But God bless him, man. And I thought that Brian Kelly said it best this week. Like, look, man, I want the best for Greg Brooks. Like, let's get this understood. Like if we're going to talk about this, I want him to get better. And so, look, LSU, for what it's worth, Ty, and of course they should have. They're taking care of everything, but now, it's in very legal, muddy waters. But, man, it's just a very unfortunate situation. But that's, I mean, Ty, the kid had a very fast-growing brain tumor that they had to go get to save his life. And, unfortunately, this is what it's come to.
For those who don't know, we're chatting with Blake Rafino, by the way. Doing to update our audience as we're chatting with Blake. Again, there has been a break in the city water main at the corner of Ridgeback Road and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. So fans need to avoid using the MLK exit, which is exit 62 off 49. Use alternative exits, including Cato Springs Road, Weddington Drive, and AR 112, which is exit 66. It says no southbound traffic will be allowed on the Razorback Road until the completion of repairs. Blake, hopefully that's not a bad omen heading into tonight's game. But I know you had been.
Todd, this is what I've noticed. Every time some stuff like that pops off when LSU's in town, it's never good for LSU. So it's going to be called
with the exception of the rally possum, right? I know Arkansas baseball fans.
Correct. Well, when it happens in our favor, you know what I mean? Like, that's good. But when it happens somewhere else, it's never a good thing. Like a barn burning, like a water main popping. So I might go take the plus 2.5, knowing that there's a water main that might be busted.
Blake, I wonder if you could give us some thoughts on LSU this year. They drop another season opener. I know that's been frustrating for Tiger fans, and Arkansas fans lost 4 straight openers. I think I'd feel the same way. They've responded a little bit since then. Obviously won an emotional game. Well, I mean, what is the feeling about LSU football right now heading into tonight?
I think, Todd, I think the fan base knows or has known that this team has the talent to do some good things, to be a top 12 team. But, Todd, they have not played a 4-quarter game all year, right? Like, not even remotely close. Either they'll be really hot, like they were in the second half in moments against Ole Miss, or against South Carolina, or like they were in the second half versus USC. They just have not been able to play complimentary 4-quarter football. Think about this, Todd. They've generated 9 total turnovers defensively. By the way, they didn't have 9 total turnovers all last year combined.
Oh, wow.
Even through halfway through the season. So with that being said, okay, when they get those turnovers, they're not scoring on them, right? When they get those turnovers, they're not able to capitalize on any of them. And then meanwhile, they're turning the football over themselves. So they have constantly shot themselves in the foot. Ty, if I would have told you, think about this. LSU made more stops, 7, more stops against Ole Miss last week than they did in all of SEC play a year ago. LSU had 6 total stops defensively last year in the SEC. Okay? And I think 3 of them came against Mississippi State. So it goes to show you, like, look, man, I know that you have 2 first-round wide receivers that aren't there and a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. And Ty, you're having to replace an entire offensive system with Mike Denbrock now at Notre Dame. So I think that when you have that much that you're having to replace, they're finding ways to win. But as my parents would tell you, Ty, this is the most LSU football that you can have. You're chaotic through 4 quarters. You finding ways to win. You never lead in a game. I mean, that is just what LSU has been about and what they continue to do. I wish they could play a 4-quarter game, but I feel like it's not in their DNA right now.
We're talking with Blake Rafino, Are You Serious Sports, here on Arkansas Game Day. If you've got a thought or question for Blake on LSU, you can text that in at 877-377-6963. Now, Arkansas didn't play a 4-quarter game 2 weeks ago against Tennessee. They played 3. The third quarter was the only time they allowed points. Blake, as you've watched Arkansas and you see this guy Travis Williams, who played in the SEC, he's coached in the SEC, now heads up a defense in the SEC, what impresses you about Arkansas's defense?
Yeah, I think, Ty, number one, how well they tackle in space. I think that has been the biggest thing. I did not think that their linebacker play would be this good, to be honest with you, Ty. But it has been.
Hasn't that been wild?
Well, look. I don't think I'll get criticized on this. I thought it was going to be the worst position group in the SEC coming into the season. Okay, and that's talking about like things that Vandy had going on. But man,
that's what Phil Still ranked it that. Phil Still, if I remember correctly, Blake, didn't he rank Arkansas's linebacker core not just one of the worst in the SEC, but maybe Power 5? Yeah, in the Power 5. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, Ty, the thing, though, is that they're tackling well in space. They're one of the few teams in the country that have least amount of missed tackles. They tackle well in space. But I think when you turn on the film, Ty, what they show you in the beginning of the play versus what they're in at the end of the play is completely different, which means two things. Number one, you have complete buy-in on your DC on what you're doing. But number two, they know exactly what they need to do. Like, for example, they'll play off coverage and show that it's zone, but they're actually in man, and you'll throw it into the zone on a drag route, and they're there in man-to-man coverage, and they get the stop. Those are the things – I think that what they've done schematically, okay, has been able to help them drastically in so many different areas. And then the pass rush. You know, what they've done on their defensive line has been exceptional, where they've been able to drop guys back. Now, I know Landon Jackson doesn't have the numbers, but Ty, every time that I see Landon Jackson, every single offensive line to this day and to this point has slid a protection to him every time. And I think that LSU is going to try to not do that, okay, and go one-on-one with their tackles. So can they have success in that? So I think it's going to be a game inside a game. But I think Arkansas can get some turnovers here. They can definitely make some stops on LSU. But when you see them on film, man, they're more impressive than I thought they were going to be going into the season.
Tell you what else is impressive is what South Carolina is doing in Norman, Oklahoma right now. You got one team. It's 32-3 at half. Auburn, by the way, is up on Missouri, 17-6 in the third quarter. That's another game that we need to keep an eye on, Colton. But
Missouri is about to score a touchdown in that game.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay. Blake, I know you're on with us, but kind of the two SEC games on right now that are I'm surprised by both of those scores, to be quite honest.
Ty, I took Auburn this week because
Did you? Wow.
Missouri. Yeah, I did. Me and Joe, our co-host on our national show, we both took Auburn because, look, man, Hugh Freeze out of a bye, ironically, Ty, they're actually pretty good, or he's pretty good.
Okay.
Now, Missouri's about to score a touchdown and make me look like a dang fool. But, Ty, I'm going to tell you about South Carolina. I don't care that they're 3-3. I could give two Rudy Poots. Okay? Their defensive front seven is arguably the best in the SEC. That defensive line and edge, dude, we talked to Will Campbell and Henry Jones the week after they played South Carolina, and Will basically said that was the best duo that he's ever faced at LSU.
Wow.
And so I think that, look, Oklahoma's got a bad offensive line. They can't do anything offensively, but that's not all that's happening. They're running all over them. Okay, they're splattering them all over the place. But, Ty, in reference to Auburn, and these teams that can run the football and play good defense, they can win football games. It's not – your record isn't always what you say that you are, right? Like, it's not always that. Like, South Carolina's not playing like a 3-3 football team right now. Now, I will remind people they've had 4 SEC games, okay? This going into their 5th SEC game. So their schedule, ironically, Todd, gets a little bit better or easier as the year goes on. I'm not saying they're going to make a run, but, man, it get so much more favorable for them down the stretch here that they can maybe make some moves down the stretch.
Blake, we'll leave it there, man. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us, and we'll see what happens in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium tonight.
Hey, man, you know I love you, and I don't wish you success tonight, but I don't feel good about this one for the Tigers. But
the rest of the way, it's right. Like, I'm Team Arkansas, but just not tonight.
Yeah, see you, Ty. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
good
Blake.
Stuff. Blake Rafino, Are You Serious Sports. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back, react to has Missouri scored yet, Colton? I know you've got it up there.
They just went to commercial break. They had a big passing play to get them down towards their goal line. It's 17-6 right now, so Missouri could potentially punch one in right here.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We're going to talk to Robert Mann when we come back and react to kind of more of what's going on the college landscape today in football. Not just the ongoing games, but the ones later on, including Georgia, Texas, and Alabama and Tennessee. More Arkansas Game Day next.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets? Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys? Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral. Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page brand. He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Arkansas Game Day.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Hey guys, it's Big C coming to you one more time from Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. They have got the best selection of new Buicks and GMCs. Make sure you check out the rebates and special financing that they're offering, along with state sales tax paid on their pre-owned inventory. Over 350 vehicles, the best selection in the River Valley. It's not even close. They've got everything you can imagine: cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. Make sure you come test drive these vehicles as well. They will hook you up with a great vehicle. No payments for 90 days going on as well. Vehicles as low as $5,995 on the lot, and they always give you more for your trade. They always give you more for your trade here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 I-540, Fort Smith.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Agent Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
It's Ty Richardson. We are live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, and thank God for Gail Rainwater. Gail, I've got my sister's wedding. She's approved one of the suits you picked out for me. Man, I really appreciate all you've done for me these last couple of years because I've been to like 40-some-odd weddings.
Glad that she approved it. We always get you looking sharp. I know you get a lot of compliments on everything. We appreciate it.
When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you.
Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, where it's fun to look good.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
And here we go down the sideline, and Lonzo Highsmith. Touchdown, Arkansas.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
They're going to run and get that boot. They're going to cross the field. That's theirs now.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
You know, our fans can be a major problem for opponents when we give them excitement. So we need to start fast.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Another stellar rejoin, Mr. Cold Little. Well done. Well done. Gentry's finest right there. All right, let's talk to our... Yeah, no, you're good at multiple things. This is just, you've done a good job with those. All right, let's talk to our friend Robert Mann live here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Robert, we've had a bit of a snafu with the water stuff. How do people come get to you?
I think it's come from the south, exit 60, I believe it is.
Okay.
That's the Razorback Road,
yep.
Cato Springs or whatever it is. Come that way, guys, because they're not going to let you come down from north side of Razorback from MLK. So take that number 60 exit, come on down and see us.
Yep, that's the best way to get here if you want to stop by. Now, it's important. It's a beautiful day right now. You could not ask for a crisper fall day here on October the 19th. It's not 30-something tonight, Robert, but it is going to get chilly.
Well,
you've got sweatshirts, you've got blankets, you've got everything people need.
Yep, and it's a red out. And guess what? The red victory jacket came in, so we've got you covered if you want a jacket. If you want a blanket, we have red blankets. If you just want a Nike sweatshirt, we have Nike red sweatshirts. So, you know, it's a red out. Make sure you got red stuff, and we got you covered.
We've got a couple listeners that have stopped by.
It's going to get cold.
Yeah, we've had a couple listeners that have stopped by already this afternoon. Jerry in Mount Ida's with some friends, and we've had a handful of others. They're getting ready for tonight, and I think about this game. You've been a part of the athletics department at one point. I mean, how much of an emphasis do they put on this game, especially with the Texas game pre them entering the league, i.e. this year? I mean, last 30-some-odd years, this has been the game, right?
Well, this is, you know, I hate to say this because it sounds corny, but this is probably the one trophy game that our guys care about. I know that there's one for the Missouri game. It's great. That's fun.
They need to care about it.
Yeah, but this one you care about a lot. And, you know, we won it many times. We've gone down there and kicked their butt, and yeah, this is a big deal. I don't know how else to put it. This is a big deal.
And the word I was looking for earlier, Colton, was honored. Dan Hampton is getting honored later on today, and apparently him and John Daly are leading out the
I want to be at that party.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, my God.
So
I don't know if you can continue to walk vertical.
I saw Basil had that out today, which I thought was awesome.
Baz is out of his league with those two.
Yeah. They're leading out the stadium. Those two, again, Dan Hampton and John Daly. So that's awesome. I still remember David's speech back in 2015 prior to that 17-0 win. So this is something. What are you pointing at?
My tent.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So,
point out a car or something.
No, we're doing a special in the store.
Yeah.
And by the way, just so we're clear, Basil is definitely out of his league with that party group. I'd like to just be a fly on the wall watching that one.
Oh, listen. Well, yeah, they're walking out. They're walking them out.
That'd be freaking great. We also have a tent out here on the side of the road that is not junk, and it's 75% off.
Wow.
We need to unload the racks. There's good.
Okay.
There's Tommy Bahama on those racks. There's
there really?
19.9 on those racks. There's some good stuff on those racks. It's
Okay.
75 off. And your buddy from Chicago is over there
Mr.
right now.
Will?
Yeah, Will's over there causing trouble.
Is he bartering with the customer?
I don't know what he's doing. He's working with one of my employees.
Do you have video cameras over there to make sure?
But yeah, we've got that. We've got the buy one get one half off.
So you have two deals going on. You don't just have the buy one get one half off.
Correct.
You've
That's
got
correct.
the 75% 10 off. We
Yep.
hadn't really talked about that much so
Nope,
far being here.
we hadn't. And
So-
that's something that Elizabeth and Matthew and I got to, well, they're the brains. I'm just along for the ride.
You're the face.
I'm the face.
Face.
I'm the voice. Whatever. We got together and decided, you know what? We need to get rid of this stuff. We've got too much inventory.
Okay.
So we put a 75% off tent, and Lily is the lady's name out there working the tent right now, and that's who Will's over there flirting with is Lily.
Okay. Is she a college
Yeah.
gal?
yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Both are college people.
Okay. Well, he's a smart kid.
Hey,
Smart
hey,
kid.
Will's
What
staring
do you got
at
in
us.
here? Coffee and what? What is that? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Very nice.
So we got a 75% off tent. We've got
grilled.
buy one, get one half off. Guys, listen to me. It's going to, when the sun goes down, it is 75, 76, perfect temperature out here right now.
We're gonna be
but
grooving,
when
but
the
it's
sun
not.
goes down, it's going to be freaking cold.
Yeah, we're going to be grooving, but you don't want to wear a Kenny Chesney Hawaiian shirt and flip-flops. You're going to actually want to put on some layers.
You're going to want to put on something warm. That's correct.
Yes, you will. Absolutely.
And by the way, there's a lot of purple walking around.
Ugh. All right, again, exit 60. If you want to come by and see us, the Cato Spree. Is Cato or
Cato or Cato? I don't
one
know.
of the two. I'm going to get blasted for not knowing. But come by and see us again, exit 60. I'll just say that if you want to come get some of that gear before the game, you need something. It's homecoming weekend. I know, but you might want to surprise the youngster that's here in school. I got 10 seconds.
I'm happy OU's getting beat.
Yes, they're getting drilled right now. 32-3, I think. All right, hour 2 coming up. We'll talk more about that next.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Life.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C out here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11, I-540, Fort Smith. Rodney, you guys are doing state sales tax paid. Y'all got some great rebates and specials going on. A lot of vehicles out on the lot, cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. Can you tell us about some of the newer vehicles you guys have out there?
Absolutely, Christian. We've got some 2024s that are used with very low mileage that we probably have 10, 11 of those. 20, from 2022 to 2024s. Very low mileage, great prices, paying state sales tax on those. So those are like new year vehicles, but they're slightly used. And that's probably some of the best buys we have out here right now. Like you said, we've got everything from trucks, cars, SUVs, got a big selection of cars in this past week. Get out here, check us out.
Come see Rodney, Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, Find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Wits Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Wits Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
At AOG, our main goal is to deliver reliable energy to your home safely. And keeping our team members, customers, and community safe starts with awareness. Natural gas has a distinctive, strong odor, often compared to rotten eggs or sulfur. If you smell gas, leave your home immediately. Go to a safe location and call 911 in addition to AOG. Remember, if you smell gas, act fast and always call 811 before you dig. To learn more about natural gas safety, visit AOGC.com. AOG, energy for life.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Celebrate your pastor at the Solid Rock this month. October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and to help you celebrate, the Solid Rock is giving you a $5 gift card to give to your pastor with any purchase of $50 or more. And while you're there, be sure to check out the wonderful assortment of items that would make great Pastor Appreciation gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long, off South 74th near Sam's Club.
About 107 down.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Singleton from 11 yards out. They faked it to Russell, and Singleton runs it in. Arkansas's got the lead.
Visit their website at shoponrazorback.com with the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It doesn't get any more Razorback than the Stadium Shop.
They won't catch him. Alex Collins is going to take it all the way to the house.
Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
We hit this field, we hit it better than anybody in the country.
Sawyer's, been in business since 1990, locally owned and operated. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Arkansas Game Day.
And I'm going to petition everyone right now and ask this question. Does anyone have a problem with this being played at the end of every third quarter? Is there a single person? Tommy mentioned it earlier this week. I mean, you've got that pretty much in every other SEC stadium where they have a selected psalm that they play to get fans excited for the fourth quarter. I don't know why they wouldn't just use this one. I didn't know the backstory. Tommy shared the backstory about Arkansas as Stapleton was driving through, I think, from Nashville to Oklahoma or vice versa, Colton, if I remember that right.
Yeah, one or the other. Just driving through the state.
Yeah. Great job on that open, by the way. We welcome you back. Hour number 2 of Arkansas Game Day. We're live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. If you want to come see us, there's a little bit of a snafu water issue on MLK right now. So the U of A has suggested this. This is sent out from Razorback Communications. Got this from our buddy Kyle Parkinson over there. Due to a break in the city water main at the corner of Razorback Road and MLK Boulevard, fans need to avoid exit 62 off of Interstate 49. Some suggested alternate exits. If you want to come by and see us, take exit 60. We'd love to see you. Robert actually just walked in the store. They have you wear Henleys from time to time, don't you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I wore some. Yeah.
They have Razorback Henleys in here, and he is going to save one for me because Chuck always talks about the quarter zip being the middle-aged man apparel at this time of year. I love wearing Henleys. Henleys and flannels are what I like to throw on when it gets a little closer. But outside of taking exit 60, you can also take exit 64 from Weddington and AR 112 exit 66 if you want to get a chance to, obviously, if you're coming from wherever for the game today, you want to make it to the stadium. I don't know if there's a worse place for a water issue to be than at the corner of Razorback, or not the corner, in the middle. If you haven't seen the picture, it's online, the middle of Razorback and Weddington. Hopefully it's not a MLK. What did I say? Weddington? Yeah, MLK. Hopefully it's not an issue after the game, but you never know when it comes to stuff like this. All right, we've got some stuff to share from Sam Pittman. We're going to replay Dan Hampton's conversation with Chuck and Bo earlier this week. Dan is going to get honored later on today at the game, rightfully so. Not only a national football and Canton Hall of Fame member, but now College Football Hall of Fame. So great honor for him. He's been a guy that was obviously a stud here in Fayetteville and then went on to do great things for the Chicago Bears. But before we touch on that, let's just hear from Sam Pittman earlier this week. One of the important aspects of this game is you had two guys listed on the SEC injury report. LSU had several, some guys that are out for the season, unfortunately. How about the fact that Pittman's just saying, guys are getting healthy?
Well, I think it's big. And Posca and Taylor Green, we've had several. Rodney Hill, hopefully he'll have a chance to at least be available. All those guys. And, of course, we haven't played a whole lot of offensive linemen. And so the bumps and the bruises and the dings that they have, it certainly helps as well. And we were very cautious about still having the physicality, but getting these guys healthy. Luke has, Ty Washington. There was just a whole bunch of them that Hudson Clark that we needed to get healthy that weren't. It depends on what Talon does, but we'll be just about full strength for the second half of the season.
I love hearing that. I know everyone's been wondering about Taylor Green today, and he's probably not 100%, but he's playing. He's not on the injury report. I do want to see what he looks like out there, his mobility. I mean, Tommy asked that question, and it's a fair question to ask. Like, how much does Arkansas's offense change tonight if Talon's not himself? And I think that's a question we're not going to be able to find out, Cole, until 6 o'clock and first kickoff, basically.
Yeah, the minute that the protection breaks down for the very first time and you have to see.
Which it will.
Yeah,
Which it will.
It will. I mean, it absolutely will. Well, once you see that happen and you see where Taylor Green has made his money so far to this point, where he's gotten his notoriety, where he's been successful, is obviously scrambling. And when that first time hits and he has to get flushed out of the pocket, if he doesn't look the same as he has all season, it's going to make me feel a little bit uneasy about our chances. Not that I don't think that he can stand in the pocket and throw. I think that his best game standing in the pocket and throwing was the last game against Tennessee. There were a couple of really great throws that he made on the sideline to Armstrong a couple of times, across the middle to Satania. I mean, he looked like a really good quarterback, one that Petrino envisioned for this offense. And he was still able to move around and make plays outside of the pocket as well. But if he's not able to do those things that he's done all season, where he's able to use his mobility and athleticism to do those freakish things that we're all accustomed to seeing from him, it's going to make me a little bit nervous, because there's just not a great big body of work that we've seen from him being able to be less mobile and still be effective in moving the ball down the field and having this offense be as potent as it can be.
Yeah, his pocket percentage completion-wise is like 50-something. His outside is above 60. So there is a stark difference in contrast between what he can do inside the pocket versus outside. If you want to jump in with me, Colton, you can do so, 877-377-6963. Cecil has called in here this afternoon. Cecil, welcome in Arkansas Game Day, man. What's going on?
Man, Suey. I'm on my way. I'm almost in Fayetteville. I'm excited. I ain't missing no big game. I know we're going to win, and I did predict this score. We're going to score at least 5 touchdowns and possibly a field goal. And we may give them
38
points. Y'all book that. Book that.
Listen, Cecil, I'll send you this. I'll send you this text because I don't want you to think that I stole your score. Someone asked me what I thought the final score would be last night. Now I may have had a handful of Michelob Ultras on Dixon at that point, but I also said 38-24 as well, buddy.
Okay, well, we on the same page, Doc.
Same page, baby. Same page.
Okay,
I'm hoping that's.
And then, I'm going to pull up on you, Ty. You know that.
All right, man. Look forward to seeing you.
Okay, Pig Suey, let's go. It's good.
38-24, Cecil and Tye. That's what we got. I got to find that. I don't want you to think I'm a liar, Colton, or I don't think Cecil does, but I did actually.
I believe.
I don't know if that was beer infused, but I've been saying 2 touchdowns all week, so I can't all of a sudden be a candy ass and pull that back heading into this game tonight. Like I didn't feel confident at all heading into the Tennessee game. I hope that wasn't. I say I hope it wasn't. I think I was pretty definite on air. You could tell. It's like, I don't know if they're going to win this, and they did. But listen, and maybe it's an overconfidence. I'll give Tommy credit like 15 times today already, and honestly, it's probably bad. I hope he's not listening to this because he's going to give me a hard time on Monday. But he said, it was either yesterday or 2 days ago, it's like, are we overconfident after beating Tennessee? And there's absolutely some truth to that. We'll see how good of a team Tennessee is later on tonight against Alabama in Neyland Stadium. They've got a massive game. It's always a massive game, the third Saturday of October. Nico hasn't looked great throwing the ball downfield like maybe some Tennessee fans thought he would. So that is something. And again, I don't want to downplay the Tennessee game by any stretch of the imagination, but I do want to find out what Arkansas team shows up tonight because if you remember, Colton, Tennessee came off a bye before they played Arkansas, and they played about as flat as a game as they could. So the bye is not just some magic elixir that, we had a bye, so we're not going to be emotionless or we're not going to have a lapse heading into this game tonight. Because it didn't seem to help Tennessee at all. I know it's a road game versus another home game, but it's not the great equalizer for Arkansas tonight. It helps, and it's a bigger deal, but it's not necessarily going to be the difference between a win and a loss.
No, I think that the bye week plays less of a role than the fact that, dude, this is the game. Like, this is the rivalry game. I think for people that are kind of around our age, Tye, LSU is the rival. I know that people that are older than us, it's probably Texas. But for me, growing up, and this was a Black Friday game all those years, this was the thing. Unborn babies were named on those game days after big plays from, all the people that you named and all the plays that I've done and all these rejoins, man. It's a serious deal. So if you can't get hyped up for that, if Coach Pittman and Travis Williams and Deke and all those guys and Bobby can't get in there and say, hey, guys, it's LSU week. We got to get our stuff together. If you're not hyped up for this game, hopefully that's the great equalizer. But if you're not hyped up for this game, man, who are you getting hyped up for? Louisiana Tech? Come on. This is the one you got to get out there for and give all 77,000 people decked out in red something to call those Hogs for.
Yep, and they were able to do so with that initial drive. All right, I don't know who this is, but you're on I almost said Hog Reaction. You're on Arkansas Game Day.
Hey guys, this is David in Atlanta. We were just talking to some friends getting ready for the game, and we had heard a couple of the guys that heard that Coach Cal had a couple of recruits in on the basketball side. Is there a lot that goes in? Do you guys know what happens to their day? Are they kind of called out, or are they given the red carpet?
That recruit, funny enough, actually ran into Shaquille O'Neal last night. Shaq is in town. He had a concert here in Northwest Arkansas. And so the unique thing about football games is because of the size of the stadium, obviously, there's baseball recruits, there's football recruits, there's basketball recruits. You got recruits from and then some of the other sports on this campus. In terms of what they do, I would probably be better off talking to a recruiting director straight up about this, but a lot of times they'll take him to the game, whether it's an assistant coach, one of the staffers, or whatever. I don't know, to be honest, Cal's whereabouts tonight, if he's going to be there, David. But you've got a top 5 player, and I'm forgetting the kid's name.
It's Chris Sinak. It's Chris Sinak Jr., Ty. He's the number 5 player in the country. He's from Link Academy, same place Jordan Walsh went.
Right up there at Branson, Missouri, David. So you'll have not just key football recruits in tonight, but you'll have, I would guess, student athletes that are in high school from several different sports.
All right, great. Well, we're big. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to Atlanta this morning. You can always listen to us on YouTube, X, hitthatline.com. You can also watch us on Twitch and everything else. Of course, our ESPN Arkansas radio stations across the state. ESPN 104.3 Harrison Mountain Home, ESPN 96.3 Hot Springs Central Arkansas, ESPN 99.5 here in Northwest Arkansas, and ESPN 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley. 20-plus ways to listen to us. Also, our Hit That Line podcast network. You can connect with us as well. Last but not least, the Hit That Line Now app. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We'll react to more of what's going on across the league in college football. We'll do that next as we're live from the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyer's has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyer's and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyer's, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Hey guys, Big C coming to you live from Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. Man, what a great time it is to buy right now. State sales tax paid going on through October 27th. Don't waste time. Get by here. It's been busy. The sales team have been working hard selling cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. They've got all kinds of makes and models to choose from. Test drive these vehicles and make sure it's the right one for you. If you're looking to trade, they always give you more for your trade. And if your credit score is not great, don't worry about that. They will work with you here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, always online at harryrobinson.com. You know, as I walk over by these magnificent vehicles, I'm amazed at how many options there are. Come see it for yourself right now. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 I-540 in Fort Smith.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off. with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Imaleva looking to throw. They're after him. Stephen Dix is going to track him down from behind. They sack him.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
They didn't really believe in me. They didn't want to take a chance on me. They didn't want to, try to give me a scholarship. So I just take this game personal more than any other one.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Barbecue meat.
Love to hear it, Cam Ball. Love to hear from you as well. 877-377-6963. Got some text to get to. Also, Colton will Colton will give us an update on some of the scores going on in the conference. We're live here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. They've got a tent right outside right now. 75% off, plus inside, buy one regular price clothing item, get a second one equal or lesser value, half off. This includes the new Nike apparel and jerseys. Visit their website at shoponrazorback.com. Now, these deals is 75% off 10, plus the buy one, get one regular price clothing item, half off equal or lesser values, in store only. So you got to come by and see us. Again, take exit 60 if you want to get to us with the water issues on MLK and Razorback. We're also presented by Sawyer's Sunroom. Sawyer's for everything outside the house: sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. Visit them online at sawyers-sunrooms.com. Colton, real quick, what is going on in college football, particularly in the SEC?
Well, right now, Missouri currently is trailing to Auburn while they're at home. They're down 14-17 with 2 minutes to go. They have the ball. So Missouri kind of in trouble here at home, facing what could be now a 5-2 start for them. And Auburn trying to get their first SEC win. Elsewhere around the SEC, it looks like Oklahoma, they just can't keep up with South Carolina right now. It's 32-9. Oklahoma squeaked in a nice little touchdown there earlier on a decent little pass play, and they celebrated as if they had won their first game, but they had not. It was a pretty rough outing so far for Oklahoma against the Gamecocks. But that's the only action we have going around in the SEC right now. Miami and Louisville are in a really good game. It's 45-38, and that game is really pretty big right now for ACC playoff implications. It's probably a one-bid league, and those are the two probably front runners in that conference. Miami up 45-38 with the ball, about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
What's your read, Colton, on the Alabama and Tennessee game and the Georgia-Texas game tonight? My take, I got Georgia beating Texas, and I got Tennessee beating Bama.
I think I'm with you on Georgia versus Texas. I don't know if I like Tennessee versus Alabama, and I'll tell you why against Alabama and Tennessee. Look, if our linebackers and our defensive guys can get after Nico and get after and really make that offensive line for Tennessee look like Swiss cheese, just imagine what better athletes at Alabama can do. And that's what I'm kind of banking on tonight. Kind of wrecks the game for the Volunteers. I know they're going to have 101,000 screaming fans in the checkerboard going crazy at Neyland, but I really think Alabama has kind of got still a little bit of a sour taste in their mouth. They've got something to prove, and I think they're going to do it this week against Tennessee. But as for Georgia and Texas, look, Texas has not been tested whatsoever, in my opinion, at all. I know that Michigan probably early on in the season, they really dominated that game, but this is not the same Michigan team we've seen the past couple of years by any stretch of the measure. And, your first taste of SEC play is Mississippi State, and then Oklahoma. Now you get to walk in, you get to come back home, and everything's happening. Game day's there. Their emotions are going to be way too high. And this Georgia team, they probably should have beat Alabama. Honestly, they had that kind of a fluky play from Ryan Williams. Really, Georgia, they probably should have beat him without Carson Beck not having his best night either. So I really think this Georgia team has something to prove as well, and I don't know if Texas is going to be able to play all four quarters against them.
Yeah, I think with Georgia, like with their one loss, I mean, if they lose, there's no guaranteeing that they're in Atlanta, which is essentially a home game for the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship. Before the season, I had I had Georgia and Texas in the SEC championship. I had Georgia beating Texas in Austin. So I'm curious to see what ends up happening in that game for the Texas Longhorns and the Georgia Bulldogs. We had a listener who just walked by. He said that Alabama's going to lose tonight. He also thinks Georgia's going to lose tonight. Again, those games, if you're not watching, Zach, by the way, Colton has been texting me during the show. Arns, listen to this. He's got a 6 TV setup right now in his house. The kid's not at home, and he's not having to work tonight. Evidently, Derek is doing the post game. So Zach is apparently already pounded 4 of those Tusk beers, and is probably going to continue to drinking. He's supporting NIL, I guess, by drinking the Tusk beer, but he's gonna continue on watching football all day long. That is just every man's dream.
I know
just
he's
sit
got money
on
riding. I know he's got money riding on some of these games too. He was pretty hard on Rutgers. I do believe that. So go Scarlet Knights. Yeah.
Usually the stigma is like you and me and Christian would be the gambling fiends of ESPN Arkansas, but funny enough, it's the 50-something-year-old.
I think it's people that have money, I guess, that are able to gamble it away.
I think he's exactly 50. Yeah, and that there is a lot of truth to that. I know I don't have the money to just throw at the wall or whatever when it comes to that. Zach doesn't throw at the wall. He has calculations and he studies it and research.
He has an algorithm,
yeah,
I'm sure.
I do not have that money to be able to do that. That is for sure. Hog Wild and Van Buren thinks Arkansas is going to win 27-17. Jackson Fort Smith says 23-20. No, there is no money that you win if you get the score right. Do not have that prize. Colton will give you a nice, friendly phone call, a.k.a. a pat on the back, but don't necessarily win any money for predicting this game or whatever. In case you missed it, again, one of the stories of this afternoon in Northwest Arkansas. It's not just a this afternoon thing, but there is a break in the city water main at the corner of Razorback Road and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Avoid exit 62 if you're coming to the game or if you're just tailgating, whatever the case may be. Take exit 60, 64, or 66 and try and avoid that intersection if you can. I know that's like the main intersection here on a game day, but you want to try and avoid it as best you can. All right, when we return here on Arkansas Game Day, we're going to listen to a conversation earlier this week Dan Hampton had, former Razorback, former Chicago Bear, had with Chuck and Bo. I thought it was one of the best interviews we had on our station this week. Dan's getting honored later on tonight. He's already been in Canton for quite some time. He's now going to be in the College Football Hall of Fame as well, so they're honoring him. And apparently John Daly and him are leading the Hogs in the Hog Walk, which is pretty cool as well. So Basil had that earlier, so that's pretty cool. So
I saw they painted the Hogs on the Hog Walk too down there. That looks sick. I like that.
Yeah, it looks good, and they've added some things. I've it's not just me, but we've had a good chunk of fans that have tried to push. Hey, there's certain things that we need to do around here. If we're going to be on ESPN, we're going to be on ABC. We got to raise our level a little bit, and they're doing that drone show. Hopefully there'll be some sort of lights, and you mentioned the Hog stuff. They're raising their level a little bit, and hopefully they continue to do so as the team does throughout this season. We'll listen to Dan Hampton on Chuck and Bo from earlier this week. I promise you, as a guy that was sitting in those production studios, it's a great conversation. We'll hear from him next.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
And by
Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. State sales tax paid going on right now as you hear that car revving up. That means some great deals going on. As I just mentioned, state sales tax paid. They've got so many vehicles on the lot, cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. You name it, they've got it. The best selection in the River Valley. If you're looking to trade, they always give you more for your trade. It's a quick and easy appraisal process. Get by here, test drive these vehicles. Over 350 pre-owned. Great rebates and incentives going on right now, as many specials as well. So come by and check out their lot. You can always go to harryrobinson.com and check it out online. But get by here. Don't miss out. State sales tax paid going on now through October 27th.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Agent Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Celebrate your pastor at the Solid Rock this month. October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and to help you celebrate, the Solid Rock is giving you a $5 gift card to give to your pastor with any purchase of $50 or more. And while you're there, be sure to check out the wonderful assortment of items that would make great pastor appreciation gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long, off South 74th near Sam's Club.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
Oh no, what happened to your windshield?
I had an accident. I'm definitely going to have to get a new one.
You should call Mr. Auto Glass on Towson Avenue.
I have to be careful. I have all this technology in my windshield.
Technology?
Yes, things like adaptive cruise, rain sensing wipers, and lane assistant.
Well, the folks over at Mr. Auto Glass can definitely calibrate all of that for you. They are super friendly and fast. You should give them a call.
What's that number?
782-4441.
Okay, I'll give Mr. Auto Glass a call. 782-4441.
At AOG, our main goal is to deliver reliable energy to your home safely. And keeping our team members, customers, and community safe starts with awareness. Natural gas has a distinctive, strong odor, often compared to rotten eggs or sulfur. If you smell gas, leave your home immediately. Go to a safe location and call 911. In addition to AOG, remember, if you smell gas, act fast. And always call 811 before you dig. To learn more about natural gas safety, visit AOGC.com. AOG, energy for life.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
And here we go down the sideline, and Lonzo Highsmith. Touchdown, Arkansas.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
They're going to run and get that boot. They're going to cross the field. That's theirs now.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
You know, our fans can be a major problem for opponents when we give them excitement. So we need to start fast.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
So, see you guys. Go Hogs. All right, back here on Arkansas Game Day live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Appreciate a couple Arkansas fans stopping by, Bill, Sarah, and the rest of the guys and gals that have come by and see us today. Hey, we had an awesome interview on our airwaves this week with two-time Hall of Famer Dan Hampton. He came on Chuck and Bo earlier this week. I was laughing the entire time. I mean, this is just an old school guy, Jacksonville, Arkansas. I think Dan's up in Chicago now, but I just wanted to play it for those that didn't get a chance to listen to it this week. Here is the former Razorback, the former Chicago Bear, and his time in Fayetteville.
Pro Football Hall of Fame, inducted in 2002, won the Super Bowl in 85 with the Bears, number 4 pick of the draft in 79, and he's here with us now, going to be honored, going into the College Football Hall of Fame this year, and Dan Hampton will be honored at Razorback Stadium on Saturday night. Dan, welcome to the Chuck and Bo Show. Thanks for making time for us today.
Hey, how are you guys doing? Hey, listen, thank you so much. And I was just like you. They said I would never amount to anything in high school. But, you know, that, and you know what? I think that was great that people would kind of admonish kids and say, hey, you're going to be, you're going to be, a janitor or something. And just straighten up. Make it. And now everybody's coddled. So I, just like you, I had to, fight the odds all the way.
What do you obviously have thoughts on that? Today's world and what you're watching play out with the transfer portal and NIL and the world we live in today. I mean, if you were coaching, Dan, how would you handle this?
Well, I got to tell you, I have great respect for coaches today, and it's a lot harder than it used to be. I remember, and at some point, I think it is relevant, but I remember, and it's a long time ago, but I remember when, Jimmy Johnson was our defensive coordinator, we would run until everybody vomited. I mean, and then we'd run bleachers. We'd run up and down the bleachers. I mean, every day was a survival test, and it kind of made us who we were. And I kind of think that today everything's completely different, and like I just mentioned, everybody is kind of like, oh, are you okay? And here's some. They wouldn't give us water. A couple of dudes died back in Pennsylvania the summer that I was up in Arkansas, and then all of a sudden everybody started saying, okay, it's okay to give them water. They wouldn't give us water. It was crazy. But, okay, the old Russian proverb, that does not kill me only makes me stronger. Well, it kind of applied back when I was playing, and it was a different time, different era. But, hey, I will tell you this. Nobody saw the Razorbacks 14-point underdogs beating Tennessee. So, Sam Pittman's doing something right, and I'm really proud of him, and I'm really happy to see the Hogs win.
Dan, let's go way back because I remember the way back. And you talk about coming from the back of the pack. You were not a guy, and you can kind of walk us through this. You had some, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, there were some physical issues that kept you from playing football until your junior year in high school. And then it just kind of took off after that. Can you walk us through sort of how your football existence as we know it now came to be back then?
Well, and again, and not that I was something special, but my father developed pancreatic cancer, and he died when I was in 8th grade. Now, in 6th grade, I fell out of a tree, and I was in a wheelchair for about 4 months. And so I had all these obstacles, and, I didn't know what I was going to do, and at one point, it was one of those deals that you just kind of say, hey, out of self-defense, I'm going to, try to do something. And I was very fortunate that Jacksonville High School had a reasonably new coach named Bill Reed. And Bill Reed is in, everybody's high school coaches Hall of Fame. He was unbelievable. He was great. And anyway, he gave me an opportunity. He said, look, you've got a big frame, you never know. And it was kind of left up to me, and through some, good coaching and a lot of effort. And I will tell you that, and I've tried to tell my son that, Dick used to say the NFL has a lot more hard workers than just great talent. Talent is wonderful, but hard work, I think, is more important. And I worked hard, and some good things happened. But again, would I have ever been able to do what I did without coaches like Jimmy Johnson and Harold Horton and Lou Holtz and Monty Kiffin at Arkansas? Probably not. So I was blessed, and kind of like, what would you say, a hidden hand. It was like, okay, you did this. Okay, well, what else can you do? And I kept pushing myself. And I know this, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of my old teammates this weekend up on the hill, guys like R.C. Tillman and Mike Massey and Jim Howard and hopefully Mark Lewis, guys that, that we all wanted, nobody anointed us. We just said, you can't stop us. And we just kept working, and we played hard. And a lot of people can't believe that, I was a part of, in my 4 years, we won a Cotton Bowl. We won a Fiesta Bowl. We won a Orange Bowl. Yeah, will the Hogs ever go to 3 major bowls like that again? Maybe not. But, we did it. And I was just, I hate to say, I was running with the crowd. We were all trying to be as good as we could be.
Dan Hampton, Hall of Famer, 2002 into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, going into the National Football Hall of Fame as a college Hall of Famer. Now being honored, will be saluted at the game on Saturday night. First round, number 4 overall pick to the Bears back in 79. Sometimes when you're younger, you hear old guys talking about how it was back then and all that. But I think sometimes history really impacts where we are today to understand it a little bit. And I'm curious, Dan, just, I know one of your great friends, Matt Watts, and he's been so good to kind of keep you connected to certain people here. And you've been in Chicago a lot of your life, and I know you've done a lot of media stuff there. But when you think back about Arkansas and you think about those times you were mentioning, when people don't understand this place, what do you tell them about the state of Arkansas and your roots and what makes this state different maybe than some other places?
Yeah, it's unlike any other. You go to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and it's just part of Detroit, basically, and it's just it is what it is. But Vietnam was always a separate entity unto itself, and the days we used to bounce for Willie Nelson, on Friday night before the game. I mean, down at the swinging door. I mean, it was a different time. And we didn't think there was anything about it. There was a bar called the Library. And when Coach Holtz would say, "Where were you last night?" I said, "The library." He said, "Okay." It was crazy. We had, and you know what? The more I talk to different players, different guys, played at, Texas or Penn State or wherever. The more I realized playing at Arkansas was such a treat unto itself. The campus, the fact that we had a dorm, and everything is different now. You can't put the genie back in the bottle, but these kids that'll be suiting up this weekend, they don't know what it was like to live next door to Sidney Moncrief. It was unbelievable, and everybody had like a affinity for each other, and it was a brotherhood, and it was great. It was truly great, and it was hard. And like I said, we used to pour blood out of our shoes. They'd run it so hard, the blisters would rip open, and it would be bad. But we knew it was for the common good and the big team goal. And we did a lot of really, really amazing things there. And by the way, I had the privilege of playing with such great players, like Bo Busby. Bo Busby is a heart surgeon in Pine Bluff now, but was there a better teammate, a more fierce competitor than Bo? I don't think so. Gerald Skinner, Leotis Harris. I mean, all of these guys were, and you kind of, I know it sounds kind of rinky-dink and kind of weird, but hey, you didn't want to let them down. You played and trained to the best of your ability because you wanted to be part of the team, and everybody wanted to be great. It was truly a special time.
Well, Dan, we appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. We hope you enjoy your time on campus and Saturday. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for a Hog Pod interview. Great representation of the Razorbacks in the state of Arkansas. Congrats on all your success, and thanks for making some time for us today.
Gentlemen, I got to tell you, I'm so happy the Hogs are doing well, and I'm so honored to go into the College Football Hall of Fame. Who would have thunk? Skinny kid out of the band from Jacksonville High School. Someday, you never know what is possible. Just keep your head down and keep swimming. That's all I can say. Hey, thank you so much. Go Hawks.
Thank you, Dan. What a thrill.
That's awesome.
He was
real thrill.
He was talking about concerts. I saw Heart in 1979, Barton Coliseum or Barnhill Arena, and Hampton, Steve Court. I think back then that's a name people will remember. These guys were all the security at concerts at Barnhill Arena. Every concert that came through there,
they were the bouncers.
They were in front of the stage.
Yeah,
it would be lined up with football players, and every once in a while they'd brace their backs on the stage, and they'd all put their feet on the wooden barricade, and they'd push. And it was like the entire crowd moved back about 5 or 6 feet. But all those guys, every concert I went to when I was in high school and college at Barnhill Arena, there were football players in front of the stage, and they were the bouncers, basically, is what it was.
I'm not saying this is a good idea, but it does come to mind that maybe that's an Arkansas Edge NIL fundraiser.
It could be.
Security at concerts.
There you go.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
And by
Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
When a Newmeyer's involved, you know you're going to get great food and have an awesome time. Hey, Ty Richardson for Newmeyer's Rib Room and Beer Garden. They've been whipping up the best ribs, tamales, and smoked wings for years. Rib Room has live bands for you through the month of October and game day specials. For to-go orders, call 479-494-7427. Newmeyer's Rib Room and Beer Garden, located at 424 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
What makes Crabtree RV Center different? First, we are a fourth-generation family-owned business taking pride in making your family's dreams come true. No corporate mentality here. Second, we've been in business for 74 years, founded in 1950 here in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas area. We are not going anywhere. What does that mean for our customers? A family feel with no corporate hidden fees. The reassurance that we will be here for generations to come, and knowledgeable salespeople who want to pick the right RV for your family to make lifetime memories in. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Have you been searching for a luxury dealership experience unlike any other? Come to Land Rover Little Rock in Little Rock, Arkansas, and discover why we're known as classy, top-tier, easy, and honest. Whether you want to upgrade your ride to a new Range Rover Velar, or you're in the market for a used vehicle of another make, you won't regret visiting our Little Rock, Arkansas Land Rover dealership for all your automotive needs. Can't make it in? Check us out online at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Jaquindon Jackson with his 10th rushing touchdown of the year, and Arkansas is back within one score.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
To do something that hasn't been done in a very long time, it's just something we just got to take advantage of and make history with. I'm just ready and excited to do that with my team.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
And we're floating in a sea of red.
So the LSU Tigers are favorites in tonight's game against the Arkansas Razorbacks, your Arkansas Razorbacks. And Robert, the Missouri Tigers not only won, but they just covered by the, hair on their chin. 21-17, the final in Columbia as they defeat Auburn. I think Auburn's only won
Auburn's really bad.
2 games right now.
Auburn's bad.
Not good. Not good.
Sorry, Auburn's horrible.
Hey, we appreciate Robert, Elizabeth, and Matt having us out here all season long. We'll be back here for the Ole Miss, Texas, and Louisiana Tech games as well. But for now, we're talking about today. Robert, there's a tent right there, 75% off.
Yep.
You've got buy one, get one half off, regular priced of equal or lesser value clothing inside.
Yep.
A lot going on in store right now.
It's crazy, and it's getting even crazier. And, guys, if you're coming to see us, make sure you come up from the south end. I'm being told that we're going to be blocked off from the north side from MLK down here because of the water main break. Gotta love Fayetteville's water department. So come in from exit 60.
You get reimbursed for that? How's that work?
No.
Do you invoice them?
Last week they blocked off my entryway to the store, and I had to go out there and argue with the police department. I about got thrown in the pokey.
The brig, if you will.
the pokey.
Well, you got a lot of stuff going on right now. One of the things that I noticed in there that I was coveting, if you will.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Chuck always talks about the quarter zips. I'm a Henley guy, Henley and flannel. You got a
one.
Razorback Henley in there, man.
Yeah, I got one.
Looks
That's
nice.
the first one we've had in a long time. It's kind of a thermal feel.
Yeah.
You know, but it's sweet.
Be perfect tonight. You can may or may not
Guys, it's
stash
going to
some Fireball
be
in it.
cold tonight.
It is. Yes, it's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. Again, it feels fantastic right now, and I don't want to make
as soon as that sun goes down, trust me, I live here. As soon as the sun goes down, it's going to get really
different
chilly.
weather. We've got our Baton Rouge buddy in town this weekend, and he wore shorts and a Tigers like a Bengal Tiger polo last night.
So he's
like,
an LSU fan?
Yes.
Well, good.
Diehard.
Maybe he'll freeze.
I'm like, Corey, you're gonna freeze to death, man. He's like, I'll be fine. He had drank enough where I don't think it affected him.
Okay, so I lived in Florida for 3 years.
Yeah.
And trust me, those people down south, further south than even Arkansas, they think 60 is cold.
Jeez,
they really think. I lived in Gainesville, Florida. They thought 60 degrees was freezing, and I was like, no, freezing is 32.
Yeah, a little different.
Yeah,
little different.
yeah.
All right, so what do you think about the game tonight? Hogs, Tigers, 6 o'clock, battle for the Golden Boot. What's your feeling? So you've talked with some people. By the way, want to give a shout out to our buddy Richard Smith, who was a pivotal part of that game, that win in 2002. Yep. People forget Richard caught that long ball before Corey caught the next one. So shout out to Mr. RS, number 8.
I think this is going to be a war tonight. I really do. I think that this game's going to come down to the final play, and Arkansas is going to win. I just think that we've had a week off. LSU had a huge freaking win last week. They got to have a letdown. There's got to be a little bit of a letdown. And we had a week off to get everybody healthy, and our letdown is over. I mean, Tennessee is in the books, done. Let's move on. So I think we're in really good shape. And I'm going to interrupt, and I'm going to go one direction that I didn't tell you I was going to go. I want all the Oklahoma fans that have told me over the past 3 years that all the SEC has
kick rocks
is freaking Georgia and Alabama. And I told you Auburn can beat you. South Carolina can beat you. And guess what? South Carolina is whooping your butt today.
Yeah, what's it, Cole? What's the score? Is it 35-17?
35-9. Yeah, 3 minutes.
35-9.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go in the
So-
third quarter. Yeah, it's over.
In Norman.
So all you OU fans out there that might be listening, I told you. I tried to tell you about the Southeastern Conference, and you guys were too arrogant to believe me.
OU fans arrogant?
Well,
Man.
and you know Texas fans are, but they were smart. They started playing Arkansas fans.
The stadium's a ghost town, Robert. There's 40,000 empty seats.
I'm not surprised.
Yep, Norman, Oklahoma.
So we're doing a buy one, get one half off. You're going to need a blanket. You're going to need a coat. You're going to need a sweatshirt. You're going to need a hoodie. We got you covered. It's a red out.
Their sweatshirts are about as comfortable as like being layered in a cloud. I can attest to that because I have a couple of. Robert, we appreciate
Come from the south side.
Yeah,
Do
south
not
side.
come in from MLK.
Exit 60.
Exit 60
is the way to come if you want to come by and see us. And parking's filled up too, man.
Yeah, I got to go flip the sign and say we're done.
All right. That's going to do it for us here on Arkansas Game Day. Phil Elson, Gino Bell, and Rick Schaefer coming up next. Appreciate everyone joining us here on this beautiful fall Saturday.
Go Hogs.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new